Educated and Broke
is a weekly entertainment podcast
where we mix hip-hop,
headlines, and all things ATL
into the success of Black millennials
in the Black culture.
Alrighty, we are back here, Black, Educated, and Broke. And y'all can't hear me, right? Because boom, 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 pow. We are back here on Black, Educated, and Broke. I know. Why you gotta look at me like that, Maya? I'm excited.
Everybody's like, what was that?
Right.
Tomato.
I think, but you know the
Tomato.
it's like y'all can't hear it, but it still picks it all up. Like, nevertheless, I'm excited to be back again, guys. Another episode, Black, Educated, and Broke, Season 5. We kind of teased it right before the break. We're really excited about this author who we're going to have today. We're about to have her to come in here. Did y'all get a chance to look at just the cover of the book?
That piqued my interest.
Right. So for those, for a teaser cue, what was on the cover of the book?
It was a noose and black hands around the noose.
Black hands. So you caught that?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna sit down with Shy Black. She's gonna tell us a little bit more about it, Shy Rich. So guys, keep it locked right here on Black, Educated, and Broke. All right, go ahead.
It's really dope that we're creating a space for people to come out and connect.
Yeah.
I think, the unity in our culture is kind of lacking. And now that we have a safe space to connect, link up, network without any outside shenanigans.
Yes.
I felt like it was a safe space. I felt like it was a really great mixer coming in, listening to, like higher realms of what we're trying to do,
yes,
what we aspire to be. And, it's always deflected in our culture where we don't share information. And to come to a safe space like that, and, it's very elegant and very well decorated. And, them to just drop gems of how we can further progress our own individual careers. I felt like it was pretty dope.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Shy Rich, girl. You just go ahead and give us all of that. I love that. And that wasn't even the real interview. I was just really just talking to you just to see what you thought about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just get you comfortable, but you did it so, like, you do this on a regular or something? Do interviews and stuff?
No, I just, like to talk. Like, people, that's our business. So, like, if we can't relate to one another, we can't really listen on a comfortable platform, like, we're not relatable.
That part.
We don't have a business.
Okay, I'm going to shut up on that. But so let's get into you today. So guys, we are sitting down with Shy Richards. That's your name, but you go by Shy Rich.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like you are a creative. I know you're between East Coast, Astoria, New York.
Yeah.
How far is that from like New York City?
Not that far. It's Queens.
Oh.
It's just like the midtown, like, of Atlanta. Like where, LGBTQ kind of hang out, etc. So it's just, a safe space.
Okay, educate me. Okay, so you're between Astoria and Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay. I was kind of going over your bio.
Big difference.
It is.
Why?
It is.
Because New York is, like, Atlanta is a city, but Atlanta is not a city to New Yorkers. It's not a city to them because of how close everything is for them, and their cities is like boom, boom, boom. Here you can drive 20 minutes either direction and you're not in any city.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So it's different, which it's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing, and I feel like you connect with more people in New York.
Yeah,
like,
you do.
I'm originally from Michigan, and coming down here, like, you got a liquor store on every corner in Michigan. You can literally walk to your cousin's sister house or whatever.
What part of Michigan is this?
Lansing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so... here it's just like, damn, I gotta get in the car and drive everywhere.
And what the fuck is a package store? That's what I was like, wait a minute, where's the liquor store? Why can't buy liquor in Quick Trip? Like, what is going on here?
Dude, you can literally walk into Kroger and Walmart in Michigan any hour, Meijer, like any hour of the night, and pick up like Don Julio, Maker's Mark, whatever.
Liquor stores don't close?
No, like some 24 hours in Michigan.
Oh my god, so that means you guys have like a lot of like drunk drivers and stuff?
No, it's just a very depressed culture. Like they're very oppressed up there.
Oh, in a bad way. Oh shit.
Yeah, come on. Like realistically, like the liquor stores are placed on corners in urban neighborhoods.
That part.
So like if you were talking about poisoning our culture to continuously oppress us and keep us enslaved to the things that you're doing, yeah, you do that strategically.
That's real.
Yeah. Is that one of the reasons why you left Michigan?
I left Michigan because I felt like I couldn't grow into myself.
Girl, I understand
So
this.
you gotta, you know, kind of take the shackles off and like you gotta just kind of step into your own. And I feel as though like a lot of people back at home are, you know, raising kids. Like I don't have any, so it's just like, what do I want to do? What am I passionate about? Like, yes, I'm passionate about touching the youth. However, I have to find out who I am as an individual first before I can reach down and help somebody else out. So, I mean, getting out of Michigan was more so of a mindset shift. And then, of course, like breaking the generational curses of like, you know, you being a product of your environment. So, you know, kind of moving down here to Atlanta has allowed me to open up and to kind of inhibit the culture here. You know,
what you would describe as what would you describe the culture of Atlanta for someone who doesn't not from here?
So, I mean, I feel like Atlanta is the Black Hollywood. Like, you can come here, everybody is somebody here. And so, I mean, whether you in Buckhead, whether you in East Atlanta by the airport, wherever, like, everybody has money. You know what I'm saying? And it's like everybody has this progressive mindset. If they don't, they're going to figure out how to get it. You know, so it's just kind of like a different kind of introduction. Atlanta is like super enriched in like Black culture. You know what I'm saying? Like celebrating like the hair festival and all of that stuff.
Shout out to Black History Month.
Right.
Okay.
So I mean, it's just kind of like the culture is a lot richer here. Like up there, you know, like you got Lake Michigan, like you doing the stuff that white people do, you know, like
what's the stuff that white people do?
I mean, lakes. Black people don't really swim.
Girl, you better say that. Everybody's afraid of lake. Everybody's afraid of lake when you're here.
I'm just saying, most of them don't. So it's like, oh, let's go on a
that's
lake.
A stigma
like
we definitely need to change. I need to learn how to swim, man.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Too late. No, doggy paddle, real good thing.
No, I just wear a life jacket. No, like, come on, man. Let's get on the boat. Let's go tubing. Let's like go water skiing. Like
so fun. I love stuff like that.
You ever seen the show Ozark?
Yeah,
that's a real place.
Ozark, like the water bottle.
I've been there in that real place, and all the stuff you saying we don't do is everything we do right there.
But see, that's a part of like coming down to Atlanta, like Michigan. No, I don't want to go to the lake. Dude, we surrounded by fog. Why not? Why not? No, I would just rather go to Belle Isle, hang out. You know,
Belle Isle.
Belle Isle. That's Detroit. I mean, that's Detroit. It's like the bridge that connects Canada and Detroit together. Yeah. So it's just like, you know, I mean, the park where you go, you hang out, you mingle. It's always something going on there.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
I want to take you back a little bit.
Okay.
You had mentioned about the liquor stores being on the corners in the Black community and how that is also a form of oppression to our people. Now I want to get into the book. That's the sole reason you're here. Now we saw the cover, but without giving it away, tell me about the book. I want to read it. I was intrigued by the cover alone and the title. So tell the people the title of your book. What's the synopsis? You know how you open the cover, the summary. Give me that.
Give you all the deets. All right, so the book is A Modern Day Lynching. It drops on all digital platforms February the 25th. However, you can pre-order your copy right now at shyrich.com. I got a little media mixer kind of thing happening for the individuals that will pre-order their book to kind of meet the author, get the autograph, kind of dip into my mind as far as where my mindset was when I wrote the book. So the book really touches on internal and external injustices that we face within our culture. So, like, we always...
That's different.
It is.
That's different.
Within our culture.
Within our culture. I mean, a lot of other races are unified.
Yeah.
Like, if we really want to dig into where we are on the spectrum and the ladder, we're fourth to last
for sure
in wealth. You know, you got the white people, you have Asians,
17,000.
Exactly, Asian Pacific. You have the Hispanic culture, then you have Black people, then you have Native Americans. Some people still don't know that they exist. They live on reservations, etc. Like, oh no, you know,
they have all kind of stuff that's sacred.
Exactly, Christopher Columbus and they wiped them out. No, they actually really exist, but we're like fourth to last in wealth. So, I mean, it touches on the basis of colorism within our society.
Oh, I knew it.
I wondered about that because that is so
I gotta get this book. I
gotta
get this book.
It is.
Like, you speaking my language now. When it comes to, like, one of my partners, we message each other all day. We got each other's numbers, but we message all day on Instagram. Sending each other different things and then just, like, voice noting. And we're constantly talking about it, man. Like, I have this, not even a theory, but I feel like we got black people, and then we got niggas.
Yeah.
And with niggas is the people who, to me, be shucking and jiving when it comes to outside races instead of kind of like trying to unify within. So that kind of ties in and goes back to what your book is hitting on. But I don't know, I'm just so excited about it now because I just have a feeling. When I seen it, I said, okay, this is gonna be something about oppression for sure.
It is.
But I wonder if it's gonna be about our community, which nobody's talking about.
It starts with us, and that's what
Or
people want to be ignorant to. Like, they want to ignore. Like, it literally starts with us. And if we can't make a change or begin to make a change within our own communities, like, how do we expect a government that's been written for decades, centuries, since this country began, how do we expect them to change?
You gotta realize that our people have not been slaves for a shorter amount of a period than they have been slaves, if you do the math. So it's really not like we think 18 and you're like, oh, that's so far away. We're in 20. It's not that far if you're really doing the math. And in fact, you probably have a family member that you met that was in the town. They may not have been a slave, but they probably were a sharecropper.
Exactly, my grandmother.
See?
The woman who raised me, like, I get that a lot. Like, I have a very old soul. But she lived on a farm in Arkansas, and our family sharecropped.
What part? I got family from there.
Blytheville.
Okay, and our people from Conway.
Yeah. So, like, literally lived on the farm, sharecrop, like, grandmother, sharecropper, great-grandmother, slave. So, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's not at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my mother's great-grandmother.
She knew her.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's just kind of like, damn, like, it's really not that far off. But what we fail to realize as a culture is, although the times have changed, so has slavery.
Yes, talk about it, Shy.
So it's more so like, okay, if you can open your mind, like, okay, Kanye, of course, he fell off to me, like, in the midst, but his album, like, The New Slaves, like, that album, like, really touches on modern day slavery to a point. But I want to take it a step further of how we clock in and out to a job. Just like NBA players, NFL players, they're $1 million slaves. It's literally literature written on it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I posted something about Colin Kaepernick the other day. Like, when this man wanted to exercise his amendments, his rights as to speak. Exactly. Crucified him and, you know what I'm saying, disowned him from the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could have been looking at another MVP as far as, like, a candidate for a Super Bowl, whatever. Sure. You know what I'm saying? And it's just kind of like, you demasculated this guy because he wanted to stand up for something that he didn't even know. He was raised by white people. You know what I'm saying? And to get out of that realm, to dibble and dab in his own culture and to stand up for something more than him and to sacrifice what he wanted to do, like that right there, right? Like, that's the forward momentum that we need to catch fire. Because if all of us did that, if we all had a leg to stand on, we would get we would go a lot of different places a lot faster. I feel like we can.
You feel like black people can unify?
I feel as though if we put our own pride aside, like for me, like having other streams of businesses and stuff, like ego doesn't exist. But for some reason, that's like what we stand on the most in our culture. But it's a certain thing, it's friendly competition.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Like Dwayne Wade and LeBron are best friends. But on the court, you know what I'm saying? You might as well have the Greeks versus the Trojans. You know what I mean?
That's our era
it's
too.
War.
Though. Like they around my age. When we play sports, if my homie was on the other team that we playing, we not friends.
Right.
Like you my partner.
In that moment.
In this moment,
yeah.
I'm trying to take your head off.
Exactly, but that's the name of the game. That's what competition is about. However, off the field, off the court, we still can elevate each other and expand each other's mindset because I can't get as far as you. Yeah. I hit the glass ceiling.
And see, and this is my thing that holds us back. It's a lot of things that we do to ourselves that hold each other back. Mm-hmm. You touched on colorism. I'm assuming that's in the book.
It is.
Cool. I'm gonna want you to talk about that in just a second. Okay. Just give us a little preview of that.
Absolutely.
But I feel like we as a people, the mentality of the light skin versus the dark skin, I don't believe that's done. Mm-hmm. Like we don't talk about it much it might come up in like a comment if somebody, like athletes or actors, they always got a lighter complected girlfriend or wife. That raises a problem, but it should not be an issue amongst us. But I see it daily on social media where, you know, a darker skinned woman might say something or a lighter skinned woman might say something. Tell us what in the book is about that.
And before you do that, that makes me think of that Sandy Newton situation, and I want to know your opinion about her addressing colorism in the industry.
Okay.
Oh, I need to know. Brief me on that.
Oh yeah, where she?
It's recently?
No, go ahead.
This just happened like maybe last week or the week before, but pretty much she got on. But they call her beloved. She got on Instagram and she was crying, just saying, "I'm just so sorry, that my mother looks like you, and that we took your man, we took your roles."
Sandy Newton was doing all
yeah,
of
she was
this?
saying she's apologetic.
But
that
sound like she's being sarcastic.
no, she was very it was very sincere, but it was just off a little bit. But yeah, she was just crying and apologizing for being light skinned in the industry and getting all these perks and not noticing and how it affect darker skinned black women. That's what the video essentially was about.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
I mean,
Rashad.
shouts out to Viola Davis because she
Came through.
definitely made a splash in the pond for darker skinned ladies.
Yes.
Man.
She responded to
Oh, no,
that.
she is.
No.
No, she is. I haven't seen a response from her.
No,
I
not
love
a
Viola
response.
Davis.
But I'm just saying, like, she's kind of paved the way for the darker skinned women. I mean,
Can we say that?
What about Cicely
Recently-
Tyson?
I mean,
Like,
recently is
yeah.
good. Yeah, I mean, but that's
you got to throw the disclaimer of recently because there are several dark-skinned women who, like, you can't leave out Angela Bassett. You can't
She
leave out
not
Shirley.
dark.
she's not dark. She brown. She
Yeah, I
brown.
consider her
Are
brown.
you serious?
Yeah.
Okay,
See,
so
there we go.
Newsflash about Q. And this is just my thought process. Don't chop my head off. You either light or dark, in my opinion. I know some people would say like brown skin. I don't see that. Like, I'm a dark skinned person. So I feel like me and Ron are the only dark skinned people. All the rest of y'all light skinned. And I could be wrong. It could be.
No, that's actually fair in this
They
world.
are all light skinned.
It's-
Every last one of them.
It's
Or lighter
fair, but it's
skin.
different.
Sean, Mike.
Shad would be light skinned. Mike is light
Shad is
skinned.
not light skinned.
What is he?
Shad is red bone.
What is he?
Man, I'm
He's
Y'all
brown.
the same complexion.
No, we're not.
Straight
brown.
brown.
Brown?
They
I'm
call
brown,
Shot
yeah.
red
See,
bone.
He's a red bone.
This is why we have you here today because this is a form of colorism.
Now
It
wait a
is,
minute,
it
We
is.
talking about light skin. Randy calling my light skin.
Now you just came in like,
He's calling people light
you
skinned.
just came in like, you gonna miss it.
I mean, but you got the light skin red bone. Come on. I mean,
You got
that
dark
is-
skin red bones too.
I mean,
There's
but
no such thing as dark skin red
At
bone.
all. He just made that up.
Okay.
But
listen.
light skin red bones, that's what we sought
I'ma
after the
talk.
most.
I'm gonna go for it.
Okay,
Y'all might
okay.
not
Dark
agree.
skin
Okay.
red bone.
Listen.
That sounds like a backwards ass rap
Okay,
song.
I agree with y'all. There's no
Yeah.
such thing as a dark skin red bone. What I was initially trying to say is that we have undertones.
Yes.
So some of y'all
Yeah.
have like a yellow undertone. Me myself, I have a
Correct,
redder undertone.
Yes.
That is what I
Yes.
meant. I didn't mean like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
But-
At the end of the day, Maya is pecan tan.
Okay.
Okay, Pinky. I'm cappuccino.
But you have a yellow undertone.
Undertone.
On my
as well.
face.
Right.
On my
But-
face.
Okay, so
That's what I meant. I ain't no colorist at
No.
all. I swear.
No.
to
My
you.
body is
fine.
red.
But to touch on the deeply rooted issue, first of all,
Like
it
how?
is very difficult for our culture to overturn the trauma of slavery. It's still embedded in us. How
It
we
is.
discipline our children. You better get
Or
in there
don't.
before you get your ass whipped. Like, come on. Like,
You
that's
better
how I
say
was.
that.
That's how I was raised.
That's how we were raised.
You about to get the switch off the tree yourself,
Yeah,
and you
I
better
get
not
that.
pick a small one. I
Yeah.
promise
Yeah.
Them
that.
be the worst ones.
Yeah.
That'd be the worst one.
What I'm saying
Take
is,
a Lisa.
like, come on, where was that behavior learned? It's a
But that's
learned
some of
behavior.
us though. Like my generation. Like I have children. I don't practice that with them though. Like I practice because I know how I felt back then.
Right.
And I know that they meant well, but they're only doing what they taught. My process is always though, why didn't you realize what they were doing to you was wrong and made you feel bad? And why would you put that on your children?
But
Well,
we
King
just
State
turned.
whooping your ass.
Yeah, but we
Shut
just touched on how recent slavery is. So, like, the further that we get away from the times of slavery, the further we get into elevating our mindset and accepting our blackness, the more we adopt our own principles,
Yeah.
the more we come into a new way of raising our children and giving our children the foundations that whites give theirs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, to start with colorism, like I was saying, is deeply embedded in our history. You got the house slave and you got the field slave.
Mm-hmm.
And you got the slave that's going to go out there and he's a trade slave and he's going to make you money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, come on.
He turned his back on your ass, too.
Right. I mean, but you got the snitches. You know what I'm saying? You got the Uncle Toms. That's still very premise in today's age. But I'm saying it's just the house slave get the most privileges. You know, and 9 times out of 10, they're in the house because the slave master has integrated with the slave. Exactly. There we go.
Sir.
There we go.
No, sir. No,
there
sir.
we go.
Sound like mac and
There
cheese.
we
Not
go.
encourage that.
You know what I think of? Sidebar.
Okay, no.
I'm just, listen, you got to
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't think I want to hear
This is where the professional hat comes out.
Okay.
Like, I be thinking, like, granted, we as men and women, like when you engage in intercourse, you know, sometimes there might be a sin. Maybe I've been going all day, and you might just have like a twinge of sweat. You know, you might put your tongue on it, and it might feel like a 9-volt battery.
Okay.
But what I'm saying
that's
is,
a lot of acid.
That's a lot of twang.
So
You're
what
not drinking enough water?
No, I'm saying for y'all, not for me.
I knew that. That's what I did.
But what I'm saying
okay.
is to reel it back in, like back then, you know, they didn't have really like indoor plumbing. So they weren't bathing how we bathe. Like I just couldn't imagine the scent of some of each other. Even the white, not saying just black people.
If everybody smells like that, though, it may be just common. You're not gonna feel weird because nobody over here smelling fresh to death. So this is the norm.
Listen, I ain't never gagged during sex. I feel like I would have gagged during.
No, you wouldn't.
I done been like, hold on, it's a little simple. I'm gonna keep going until I finish.
Let's open the window.
What I'm saying, that's another level.
Oh man!
I just
No, we are supposed to be talking about the book.
We were talking about a book and you don't went somewhere.
We're talking about slavery, actually. That's how we got there.
But
yeah.
just,
That's
you
just
know,
me.
the imagery in his mind, like, hold on, wait.
I figured if I say it out loud to somebody else, it can't be too bad.
So modern day lynching, this amazing book. You said it's going to be released. We have it on the screen here, February 25th, 2022, and so it can only be bought on your website.
Currently, right now, yes, you can pre-order your copies on my website, and you'll be invited to the mixer, the book release, meet the author. That's the perk that comes along with that. When it releases on February the 25th, it will be on all digital platforms, Amazon, Kindle Fire, ebooks. Right now, my publishing company is working on putting an audiobook together because here in Atlanta, we spend most of our time in the car. So why not listen to a book?
Yes, smart thinking.
But, I mean, of course, like, you pick it up in Barnes & Nobles. I'm working with a few local bookstores such as Phoenix and Dragon and a couple other places to, you know, infiltrate and just kind of help out the independent, you know, owners.
Come on now, looking out for the small folks.
Yeah.
And just, I want to leave people with this after you drop your handles.
Okay.
What do you want people to get after reading this book? What is your meaning? What is your message for them?
I would say that the message is, of course, I mean, I always refer to like something exciting happening on every page, whether you're just reading the words that are listed or you are reading with your third eye. It's a lot to come from the book, and the message is unity. It was set in stone. Martin Luther King said it, Malcolm X said it. They just had different ways of presenting it to the people. And we have to come back to those platforms. We have to come back to those stages of unity in order to further progress the movement that's already happening. So, of course, you know, that's just kind of the thing. Like, if you have knowledge, all knowledge is power. And a lot of times, the most powerful tools that we can imagine is written in a book, because again, during slavery, you read the shit, you gonna get your foot chopped off, your hand chopped off, whatever. So I feel like our culture kind of divvies away from just reading for enjoyment. You know what I'm saying? And it's just kind of like, you don't have to always turn on the Netflix channel. You don't have to always like turn on your media to connect. Like connect with something a little more, a little deeper, to kind of elevate your mind.
You better sell the book.
Let me ask this question, because I'm a little archaic when it comes to certain things. I might not be available for the release. Can I order it and be shipped to my home?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So, I mean...
You didn't bring that with you?
No, I didn't bring any with me because it's still with the publishing company. They are very adamant that I do not start giving out copies and stuff like that. So, I mean, they have their own message and their own vision for where they want this to go. So, I mean, I'll have my hands on it, I'm pretty sure, a few days before the release. So, you order it, come to the studio, drop a couple copies out to everybody. Appreciate the support, and just kind of show love.
So give us your social. How can we follow and keep up? If we forget the date, how can we look for all this stuff?
So you can get up-to-date information on my events that I have coming up from my Instagram. So that is @shy_rich on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok. You can find me @shy_rich. Google Shy Rich. I'm the first thing to pop up.
I don't know. I typed it in and you didn't pop up.
I didn't pop up at all?
Hell no.
Oh, man. You got to check your Google.
No, I ain't.
It's him.
Oh, no, he on Instagram, not on Google. No, @shy_rich.
This Instagram, right?
Yeah, that's Instagram. On Google, if you type in Shy Rich, I'm the first thing to pop up.
It's called active listening.
Yeah.
Forgive him. I'm not going to say that. Shy
Rich on Instagram.
Shy_.
Yeah, Shy_rich.
That's what I typed in?
Yeah.
Nice try, Randy.
Whatever.
Hey, I'm following right now.
I'm going to follow you back.
All right,
Yes. We just, follow guys. Follow her on all streaming platforms. Be on the lookout for the pre-launch for our book release February the 25th, Modern Day Lynching. Shy Rich, we thank you so much for your time, Queen. We hope that this book, becomes a #1 bestseller. People want to meet you and get inspired by you. I pray that all those things manifest for you.
I do appreciate that. And, of course, with a title like this, it was definitely difficult to infiltrate the publishing companies because they're 90% majority white.
Yeah.
So I actually had to go with a black publishing company that's based here in Atlanta.
That's all right, though.
BMH Publishing.
Oh,
I shot them out. Yeah, I shot them out.
BMH Publishing.
I really appreciate them. Yeah, BMH.
V as in Victor?
Yep, V as in Victor. M as in Manhattan. H as
Oh,
in
yeah,
Peggy.
there they go. They popped up first time.
Did. So I really appreciate them for seeing the vision and knowing that there's a bigger message to come and to follow. I hope that, the listeners and readers and fans of Modern Day Lynching will enjoy it just as much as I enjoy right now.
Oh, this is dope. And I've been writing.
Yeah.
So I want to put a book out.
I mean, listen.
I write erotic stories.
Okay, you know what? Y'all can discuss that off air. We thank you so much for your time, Shy Rich.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we got something else in store, but you got to keep it locked right here on Black, Educated, and Broke.
Grab your phone, grab your mama phone, grab your auntie and your granny phone, and tell them to follow us on Instagram as well as Facebook.
And that's going to be at Black, Educated, and Broke.
We also on YouTube, y'all. Subscribe.
And follow us on Twitter at BEBpodcast_ATL.
Now, if you forget, I'm about to kick you in the ass.
Ooh, not the A.
All right.
We in the A.